Hello everyone. Well, randomly the other day I wanted chicken soup, and I didn't want to buy like chicken noodle soup. I wanted to actually make chicken soup myself. And because I've never actually made chicken soup before, or any kind of soup ever, I was like, how the heck do I do this? So I googled how to make chicken soup, and I looked at a bunch of different recipes, and the common thing was that they said to just put the chicken, a whole chicken, like it could be raw or it could already be cooked, but a whole chicken, like with the meat on the bones and all of that, and boil it in the water until the meat falls off the bones. And I'm like, hey, well, that sounds really easy. Hey, why not do that? So I did that, and guess what? That is probably the worst way you could actually make chicken soup, because the problem is that chickens have all these tiny little bones in the chicken, and when you boil it off of it, you get all these tiny little bones, and then you have to strain it, and then when you're straining it, now there's still some meat that's still on the bones because most of the meat falls off when you're boiling it, so it makes it easier, but you now have to take these burning hot pieces of chicken off of the bones that are still there because there's still some meat on the bones, and you have to take them off, and you're like burning yourself because it's really hot, and now you have all these tiny little bones, and now you have like crunchy chicken soup. And that's just strange because I'm like eating my soup, and all of a sudden, oh, there's a piece of cartilage, oh, there's a tiny little bone I forgot, and it's just so weird. I don't like making soup that way. I think it's probably the worst way to make soup. The proper way to make soup, because rather than trusting what the internet has told me, I went to my mother and said, Mom, how do I make soup? And my mom's like, well, don't do it that way. And I'm like, well, okay, then how do I do it? So the proper way, which I have not tried yet, but I probably will try because it is way easier. The proper way would be to take the chicken and then take all the meat off of the bones and then boil the heck out of the bones, and then you strain it so that you get the bones out, and then you can put it in the fridge overnight, and then you can actually skim some of the fat off of the soup, and then you can put all of your contents in there, and then you boil it again with, this time, the chicken meat in there, and this time with vegetables, onion, carrots, and celery, and all that kind of fun stuff. And it is way easier, in theory, doing it that way. And I've seen my mom make it this way before, and wow, it is way easier that way. I'm never going to listen to a recipe that says, oh, just boil it until the meat falls off the bones. That is just complete insanity. You should never try it that way. It's just craziness. I don't know why they would suggest that. It's just like, really? Why would you tell me to do that? It is so much more complicated. Anyways, in the comments below, let me know, have you ever made chicken soup from scratch? Did you run into the same problem I did? And yeah, that pretty much sums up this video. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Don't forget to have an epically awesome day. Bye!